Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Mahabharata character series class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing the life of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and we are in the middle of the battlefield. And we saw how Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the Pandavas they spent their 12 years of Vanvas and 1 year of Agyatvas. Then they went to ask for their rightful property, but Duryodhan was so wicked; he was not even ready to give a land which can sustain the tip of the needle. The war was evident. And then Yudhishthir Maharaj, in the beginning of the war, he took blessings from all the assembled elders, Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, Shalya, and everybody gave their blessings. And then the whole war was going on in a full swing. And then Bhishma was there as a commander for 10 days. And he really, created a in the havoc in the army of the Pandavas. Somehow they could sustain, and then ultimately Pandavas they learned from Bhishma only how to kill him, and then he was killed. Actually, he was lying on the on the bed of arrows, and then the battle went on, and Abhimanyu was killed. Ghatotkacha was killed, and so many other warriors were killed in the war. Then on the after even Dronacharya was killed after Bhishma was on the bed of arrows. Dronacharya was made the commander in chief. Ultimately, he also was killed. In this way, battle was going on. Then after Drona also was dead, Karna became the commander in chief, and Karna he fought with Yudhishthir Maharaj so very fiercely that at one point of time it seemed that Yudhishthir Maharaj is going to be killed. But because Karna had given a vow to Kunti that you will always have 5 sons. I will not kill Yudhishthir, I will not kill Bhima, I will not kill Nakul, I will not kill Sahadev, but I will certainly kill Arjun. So therefore Karna had all the chance to kill Yudhishthir Maharaj, but he did not kill him. And then Yudhishthir Maharaj he was brought back to safety. And Arjuna, when he came to know that Yudhishthir Maharaj is not there, he became very concerned. He left the battle, he made Bhima the in charge, and he came to look after the well-being of Yudhishthir Maharaj. And there the greatest conflict happened. Yudhishthir Maharaj was thinking that Karna was killed by Arjuna and now he has come to give the good news. But when Arjuna told him that, no, no, actually, I was concerned about your health, that's why I came, and with your blessings, I will now go and I'll kill Karna. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he became so very angry. Out of his anger and frustration, he forgot the vow which Arjuna had taken. Arjuna had taken a vow that anybody who tells him to give up his Gandiva, he'll kill him. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he forgot that vow and he said, oh Arjuna, what is the use of you being here? With you as our protector, certainly we are doomed. What is the use of your Gandiva? Just give up your Gandiva. Go to give to somebody else. Arjuna, he took out his sword. He was about to kill Yudhishthir Maharaj. And then Krishna, suddenly he came in between. And he, just handled the whole thing very nicely. Krishna, he said, oh Arjun, Why are you speaking all these? Why are you, behaving in this way? Because for Arjuna, Krishna was always there as his guide, as his well-wisher, as his friend. So therefore, when conflicts happen, when problems come in life, we should always have some superior personality, some trusted one to whom we can go and ask for our solution to our problems. So Krishna, by his mercy, he was always there with Pandavas because Pandavas were devoted to Krishna. So therefore, in our lives, we should always try to mold our lives in such a way that we live by the principles of dharma. And it is said, dharmo rakshati dharmaha. If we follow dharmic principles, the same dharmic principles will protect us. In the case of Arjuna, Krishna was there personally. But even now, if Krishna is not there, when Krishna is not there in front of us physically, we have the instructions given by Krishna. We have Bhagavad Gita, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the instructions given in Mahabharata. They should be our guidelines. So Krishna, he went and he interrupted Arjuna. He said, "Oh Arjuna, why are you speaking all these words? This vow of yours is childish. Why have you taken such a vow? How can you kill your elder brother to keep your vow?" Arjuna, he realized what he had spoken. Krishna continued, "Your elder brother is like God for you. Certainly you have not read scriptures. Certainly you have not served Brahmanas. And that's why you are speaking like this. Anyone who has ever read scriptures properly will never speak in such a vicious way." So this is very, very significant what Krishna is telling here. Generally, when people they don't read the scriptures, they don't read the law books of dharma, it is so very easy to get distracted, so very easy to get deviated from the right path because you don't know. But the problem is, ignorance is no excuse to escape the law. If somebody tells, "No, I was not aware of the rules," he'll not be, you know, relieved of the punishment. He will have to suffer. So therefore, Krishna is telling, "Oh Arjuna, certainly you have not read scriptures. That's why you are speaking in such a way." In this world, when people they do something wrong, they do something sinful, certainly they are not aware of the codes of dharma. They think this life is all in all. And why should I care for the next life? Because who has seen the next life? You know, there was a famous philosopher who also said like this: Yavat jivet sukham jivet rinam kritva घृतं पिबेत भस्मी bhutasya dehasya kutah punaragaman bhavet. So this philosopher he said, till the time you are living, live a very good life. Eat food cooked in ghee. Enjoy life properly because who has seen the next life? You know, this is a philosophy of many people in this world. Arey, who has seen the next life? Just enjoy life. So therefore, if people they want to establish a peaceful society, the dharmic principles have to be given importance. The scriptures, the codes of religion, they have to be in the center of the lives. That's when the peace is possible in the society. That's what Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita. That's where he gives the peace formula. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that I am the supreme well-wisher of everyone. If you worship me with faith, then there will be peace in the society, because it is seen, if you have been any time to a lake or a water body, if you throw a small pebble at one point, the circles will be concentric, the waves are concentric. But if you throw pebbles at different points, different, if you have different centers, then the circles will collide, waves will collide. There will be no harmony. So therefore, if people have so many different centers in their lives, then there can be no harmony in the society. If there is only one center, if God is in the center of the society, then there can be harmony. So by reading scriptures, from authorized bona fide teachers, we have to learn these scriptures, not whimsically, not according to our understanding. We have to learn the understanding of according to the understandings and the teachings given by great teachers. So Arjuna, he realized, he said, "Oh Krishna, actually I don't want to kill my brother, but at the same time I want to keep my vow. I don't want to give up my vow. Please tell me what to do now." Krishna told, "O Arjuna, for a Kshatriya, insult is worse than death." That's what Krishna told to Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita also. If you go to forest, O Arjun, you will be criticized, you will be insulted, and that time you will not be able to take that insult. Akirti chapi bhutani kathayishanti te vyayam sambhavitasya chakirti maranadati richyate. O Arjuna, that time death will be better for you. Maranadati richyate, because the words of insult, they are so very painful. So Krishna told, "O Arjun, you insult Yudhishthira Maharaj." And then, after later, you can ask forgiveness from Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Arjuna, he made his heart very, very hard because he cannot, he was loving Yudhishthira Maharaj so very deeply. He had not spoken any time in the whole life any harsh words for Yudhishthira, but this time he had to do it. So he started criticizing and insulting Yudhishthir. He said, "Oh Yudhishthir, you are chastising me for running away from battlefield, but what kind of Kshatriya are you? You gambled your whole property, your whole kingdom, you gambled all of us, you gambled your wife. What type of king you are? You have no strength, you depend on others to get money for you and wealth for you, and you gamble it all away. What type of king you are?" And in this way, Arjuna went on speaking such harsh words. The words of Arjuna, they were like arrows for Yudhishthir Maharaj, pierced the heart of Yudhishthir. He felt so very devastated. Already he was overwhelmed, he was in physical pain, wounded. Now he became completely devastated. He was so weak, he was not even able to get up. But somehow he got up from the bed and he said, "Oh Arjuna, what you are saying is right. I don't deserve to be the king. Today only I will renounce the kingdom, renounce my kingship. I'll go to forest. Let Bhima become the king. And you all take the glory. I am departing for the forest." He really meant it. It was not out of frustration. It was actually his feeling. Sometimes people, they renounce this world out of frustration. But for Yudhishthir, he was actually, thinking that he is responsible for all the bad things. Although he was very, very powerful, qualified, he had done no wrong, still he was feeling like that. That is the heart of a spiritualist, a devotee. He is always having such a soft heart. He cannot tolerate others' pain. That's what happened to Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He was feeling compassion for all the soldiers. He was feeling compassion for those people who had tried to poison them, burn them, stripped off their land and property, and tried to disrobe Draupadi. Arjuna was feeling compassion for such people also. That is the heart of a devotee. So in this way, Yudhishthira started leaving. Arjuna, he was shaken. He fell at the feet of Yudhishthira. He said, "Oh king, please stop, I didn't mean it. I know you are supremely fortunate and virtuous. You gambled because you are following the instructions of elders. There is no fault on your part, O Yudhishthira Maharaj. And you are telling about the strength, whatever strength we have, it is because of your virtue. Your virtue is our supreme strength. Otherwise, we are, we are powerless." So Yudhishthir, when he heard such words, he calmed down a little bit, and then Krishna spoke, "O king, O Yudhishthir, this is not the time to go to forest. Please stay. You have to fight. You have to win the war. You have to establish the principles of dharma. Please understand the gravity of the situation." So finally, Yudhishthir calmed down, and then they both went back. Arjuna went back along with Krishna, and on that day, ultimately, Karna was killed. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he became so very happy. He congratulated Arjuna, and then next day Duryodhana was also killed. But that night, last on 18th night, Ashwatthama, he killed. You know, the battle had ended. Duryodhana had fallen with his thigh broken. Ashwatthama, he wanted to do something for his master, Duryodhana. In the evening, in the night actually, when all the warriors, Pandava warriors, were sleeping, he went and he killed the Pandava warriors, and at the same time he killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. Yudhishthira was completely devastated. And then later, when he came to know that Karna was his elder brother, then his lamentation knew no bounds. He was completely overwhelmed. He was really lamenting, and he was practically chastising Kunti Maharani. "Why you didn't tell me? We could have avoided the whole war. I would have been so very happy to give kingdom to Karna." And in this way, Yudhishthir, he was overcome with guilt. He started thinking, "Alas, what is the use of such victory? It is as if we are like dogs who fought over a piece of flesh, and we have got the flesh, and then after getting this flesh, now we don't even want to enjoy it." That is our position. That's what Yudhishthira Maharaj is telling. Again, the feelings of renunciation arose in the heart of Yudhishthira. He said, "Now I will renounce the world. For me, so many soldiers have let down their lives. I cannot live with such guilt. This has all happened because of me. I am overcome with sin. I'll go to forest and I'll do tapasya to free myself from this sin. I cannot be the king here." This is very, very important. In our spiritual journey, as we are moving ahead, we have to fight so many of the battles with our mind, battles with our senses, battles with our conditionings. Many times we may be winning the war, winning these battles, but material energy, illusory energy of the Lord is so very powerful. She will convince us that you are losing the war. You may be winning the battle, but material energy will convince you that, okay, no, there is something wrong which is happening. You are not taking care of your relatives, your family members. You are not behaving with them properly. So many of the false accusations will be given by illusory energy. "Oh, why you are not making your friends happy? They are speaking such nice words and you are running away from their friendship. You are not taking care of your relationships properly. you know just because you have come to devotional service, spiritual life, you are not doing your responsibilities which you are supposed to do." In this way, so so many of the things will come in the mind. And a devotee, a spiritualist starts thinking, actually, it is right. Because many times, what happens? As we enter spiritual life, it is like entering a deep, dark, long tunnel. If you have been ever to such tunnels, when you enter this tunnel, after some time, the light on this side is gone and the light on the other side is not visible. You are in the middle of darkness, and one starts thinking, I have lost the material world, and I have not attained the spiritual world also. Still, I am having all those conditionings. Still, I am having all those anarthas. Will I ever be successful in spiritual life? Or will I become like that person who is in the middle? Lost material success also, could not achieve the spiritual success. So that's how, mind starts cheating us. That time we need the guidance of a very mature, superior devotee. You know, Yudhishthira Maharaj was thinking like this. Although we may be moving ahead in the spiritual journey, but that's how our mind will keep on putting so many of the questions. Oh, you cannot do it. Still, you have this desire for name, fame. Still, you want to show yourself as such a wonderful devotee. Still, you are attracted by the glory which people are giving. So all these words will come in the mind. Yudhishthir was confused. He wanted to leave the kingdom. Arjuna, when he heard, and all the Pandavas, they became so very disturbed. Arjuna became angry. He said, "O king, why are you speaking like this? You don't. It doesn't befit you to speak in this way. You are a dharmic king. If you become the king, the citizens will be protected. It is a duty of a Kshatriya to protect the citizens. And you have done no wrong." But Yudhishthir, he was overwhelmed. He didn't accept. Bhima came and said, "O king, I cannot accept your weak heartedness. Your situation is like a person who is hungry for food and he struggles to get that food, and after getting the food, he doesn't even taste it and he dies without eating it." And in this way, he was trying to convince. He said, "It's like a person, your position is like a person who fights a war, who gets the kingdom, defeats the enemies, and then with the same knife, he kills himself." He was speaking very strongly. So it is very, very important that as we are moving on this spiritual journey, this weak heartedness may not allow us to move ahead. We may be practicing right thing, we may be on the right path, but hridaya daurbalyam, weak heartedness does not allow us to go ahead. And this weak heartedness, what is the reason of with this weak heartedness? Because we still think, I want to have some enjoyment in this world. I cannot leave this world. What is the solution? Solution is very simple, but it is not easy. As Prabhupada would say, Krishna consciousness is very simple, not easy. Why simple? We have to do the same thing, simple thing. Chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavatam, read scriptures, read Bhagavad Gita, and follow four regulative principles. But it is not easy, because you have to do it every day consistently. Mind will convince us, just relax for some time. Don't be so sincere and serious. This is not the time. Give some time to your family, for society, for other things. Meet your old friends. This all creates weak heartedness. When we are not clear of our goal, then the weakness of the heart becomes more and more prominent. That time, that time the guidance of the superiors is very, very crucial. So this phase of Yudhishthir Maharaj's life tells us very clearly the importance of right guidance. So Bhima was trying to convince, Arjuna was telling, Draupadi told, "O king, O Yudhishthir Maharaj, you are in the forest and you told that you will win the war, you will kill Duryodhan. Now you have done it. Why you are speaking like this?" Everybody was trying to encourage. Arjuna reminded, he told so many of the stories from scriptures about how people who have given up their duty whimsically, they have been destroyed. So, king, please don't give up the duty of protecting citizens. Please continue to stay and protect the citizens. So, therefore, it is very, very important. You know, what is the Yudhishthir situation here? He has done something with a particular intention and he is perceiving a completely different result. This is what happens. Sometimes we do something with a particular intention and entirely different result comes up. And that is very disturbing. That time we question what I am supposed to do now. What is the right path for me to follow? That is the situation Yudhishthir Maharaj is in. Bhima spoke. O king, you have defeated the army. You have defeated the biggest of the enemies. But now you are being defeated by the worst of your enemy, your uncontrolled mind. If your mind is not controlled, whatever you have achieved in this world or in the next world, it will be lost, O king. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna emphasizes on the importance of controlling mind. He says, Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve varte tatmaiva shatruvat. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, O Arjun, controlled mind is the best friend. Uncontrolled mind is the worst enemy. So Bhima is telling, oh Yudhishthir Maharaj, your mind is cheating you. Please don't allow yourself to be controlled by your mind. Yudhishthir, he was not agreeing to any of the things which were spoken. He told Bhima, oh Bhima, you are telling that uncontrolled mind is creating all these things, but I have heard that people who have uncontrolled mind, they become attached to things of the world. But I am talking of renunciation. And we have always heard that path of renunciation is higher than the path of material engagements. So therefore, I am really convinced about my path. I want to leave the world. I want to renounce. I want to go to forest. So many other rishis were there, sages were there. They started convincing Yudhishthir Maharaj. There was a rishi called Devasthan. He said, "O king, it is not compulsory that by taking renunciation you will become perfect. The path of realization is not so easy. Just by wearing the external dress does not make one advanced. The path of spiritual life is very difficult, especially the path of renunciation. Don't think it is so very easy. Many sages have endeavored in the path and they are struggling. So, therefore, it is very important that as we are practicing spiritual life, you know, we may have changed externally. We may have been started, we may have started dressing ourselves in the devotee attire, putting tilak, kanthimala, wearing dhoti kurta or sari, and so many of the external things we may have, you know, started putting on. But what about internals? The path of spiritual life is not external, it is internal. How we have changed, how much we have changed internally. Externally, the world may know ourselves as a great devotee, but we know where we are. And we should always remind ourselves about our condition. We should not get swayed away by the uh, glorification of the devotees and the world. We should always understand that whatever we have now, it is the mercy. It is given by the Lord. So therefore, so many of the sages, they were trying to convince there is no need. They were telling there is no need for the king to renounce. You are the protector of so many of the citizens. Please don't renounce. In this world, many people, they want to take to renounced order of life because they want to escape their family responsibilities. They think, oh, taking care of family and job and society, so very difficult, so many obligations, you know. Living a renounced life is so very easy, right? But they don't understand renunciation is not escaping family responsibilities. Renunciation is all about taking bigger responsibility of taking care of entire society. If you are qualified for that, then we should think of taking care of taking, renounced order. It is a very high thing. So therefore, in this way, the sages, they were trying to convince Yudhishthir Maharaj. Vyasdev spoke. He said, O king, O Yudhishthir, are there are so many dharmic kings also who have attained perfection. You want to attain perfection in life, right? But there are so many examples. Raja Rishis who have practiced their kingship, they were kings, and they have lived a life following the dharmic principles and attained perfection. And you're talking about the sin. Let me tell you that all these soldiers who died on the battlefield, they are suffering their own karma. You are just the instrument. Don't blame yourself. Yudhishthir, he wanted to please Brahmanas, but he could not follow what they were telling. Krishna said, O Yudhishthir, please don't grieve so much. Grief itself will sap away your energy and you will not be able to do anything. That's what happens to many people. You know, when some problem comes, they start lamenting so much, they start, weeping, you know, and there are people who, when they, lose their relatives, some of the near ones die, they lament so much, they keep lamenting for months together and maybe years together. That is a very deeply rooted bodily conception of life, because they don't understand that the crying for this person is not going to help. So therefore, Krishna was telling that please don't grieve so much. Overthinking about some problem, leads one to a, phenomena called paralysis by analysis. If there is some problem, sometimes people, they keep analyzing it so much, they go into the loop, and that loop is a vicious loop, and it brings one down to the mode of ignorance, and people cannot decide anything. So therefore, Krishna, when he saw, he told Yudhishthir, "Oh Yudhishthir, please go to Bhishma and learn from him. Learn the principles of dharma." And when Yudhishthir Maharaj remembered Bhishma, he became more disturbed. He said, "Oh alas, the grandsire Bhishma is lying on the bed of arrows. It is all because of me. Because of me, he is suffering so much." A person who is overcome with guilt, he condemns himself for whatever bad happening around him. Sab meri galti hai. So that is what this Yudhishthir Maharaj is going through. Anything wrong happening, I am responsible. We have to understand that there is always a hierarchy of responsibility. We may be responsible for some things in life, but after doing our best, putting our best in something, still things are not going the way we want, we should accept it as the higher, you know, uh, and higher desire, the desire of the Supreme Lord. According to our karma, we are getting. As Srila Prabhupada, he said, if somebody is having some chronic health problem, or if somebody is implicated in some legal matters, you should understand that these are some examples by which one should know that, oh, these are some previous lives karma which is coming. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was condemning himself for everything. Krishna and Vyasdev, they came and they tried to console him. Eventually, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he agreed to meet Bhishma, and he went to Bhishma. Bhagavatam describes in great detail the meeting of Bhishma and Yudhishthira Maharaj and Mahabharata. The biggest chapter, biggest parva is Bhishma Parva. And in this Bhishma Parva, Bhishma Pitamaha, he gave so many instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. How to rule kingdom, what is the duty of a devotee, what is the duty of a woman, Stri Dharman, Raj Dharman, Moksha Dharman, everything he described in great detail. And when Bhishma, when he first, when all the Pandavas, they came in front of Bhishma, Bhishma represents such a powerful personality. He himself is in such pain. If little bit of we are cut a little bit, there is so much pain. For Bhishma, it is said there were so many arrows in his body, there was not even a place to put finger. In that situation also, he was empathizing with the situation of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Aho kashtam aho nyayam yadiyuyam dharmanandana jivatam narahata klashtum vipradharmachyutashraya. Bhishma is telling, oh, it is so very sad to see your situation, O Yudhishthira Maharaj. You always lived by the principles of dharma. You are always serving Brahmanas. You are devoted to Supreme Lord Krishna. Still, you had to suffer so much. This is a very, very significant thing. When we approach somebody who is in distress, first empathize with that person, then give the solution to the problems. First, the person should understand that, actually, this person has understood me. He understands that what I am going through, he feels for me. Then that person will listen to the instructions. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhishma, he empathized with Yudhishthira Maharaj, and then he said, Yatra dharma suto raja gadapani vrikodaraha Krishno stri gandivam chapam surit Krishna tato vipat. He's telling, it is so very astonishing, O Yudhishthira Maharaj. You were the personified dharma. Dharma suto raja, the best of the intelligence, best of the morality. Gada Pani Vrikodara, the most powerful Bhima with Gada in his hand. Krishnostri Gandivam Chapam, most skillful Arjuna with Gandiva in his hand. And above all of that, Krishna himself was there. Still, problems came in your life. Very interesting, right? This is a deadly combination. The best of the intelligence, the most powerful personality, most skillful personality, Arjuna, most powerful Bhima, and the biggest well-wisher, Krishna. Such a powerful combination. Still, problems came for Pandavas. So, therefore, it is very important that in the life of especially pure devotees, When some things are happening which are not fitting in the logical mind, we should understand Krishna is personally orchestrating all these events so that a devotee can come closer to Krishna. And for that matter, for any devotee, as soon as we enter the circle of Krishna consciousness, when we come under influence of Krishna's circle, of course, Krishna's influence is everywhere. But when we agree to be controlled by Krishna, then Krishna orchestrates the life of a devotee in such a way that the devotee should come close to him. And then many things may not fit in the logical mind. Why this is happening to me? Sab kuch to acha chal raha tha. I was living very happy, and now after I have come to Krishna consciousness, things are going wrong. Everything is going against me. Why this is happening? There must be a reason. We may not be understanding the reason, but Krishna is planning for us. Krishna plans for his devotees. If we decide to be controlled by Krishna, Krishna plans for us. So that's what Bhishma is telling. But if so many good things are there, intellect is there, skill is there, power is there, guidance is there, why then problem should come? Bhishma will tell the essence. Sarvam kalakritam manye bhavatam च यदप्रियम् sapalo yadvasho loko vayoriva ghanavali. O king, everything is done by the time factor. Somebody may say, okay, but time factor is not conscious. Who is this time factor? Eshavai Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayana Puman Mohayan Maya Lokam Gudhascharati Vrishnisu. Are this Krishna who is standing in front of us, he is controlling time. So this is the essence of all the Mahabharata. Whatever is happening in this world, it is happening by the will of the Lord. And if we follow the will of the Lord, then we will attain perfection. This is the essence. Otherwise, it is so very difficult to understand the essence of Mahabharata. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. It is very, very difficult. So many different things are spoken in Mahabharata, about dharma, artha, kama, moksha. What is the essence? This is the essence. Follow the will of Krishna. Somebody may question, Are, for Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna was there directly in front of him. What about us? How we will know the will of Lord? Krishna has given the scriptures, and scriptures they give the general understanding of Krishna's will for everyone. So therefore, we have to make a habit of reading scriptures, reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. These are our guidelines. So by all the study of the scriptures, the ultimate conclusion of all the scriptures is practice dharmic life, live in a dharmic way, and practice devotional service. Connect to God. If your dharma is not taking you to devotional service, it is not success. Just following the dharmic principles is good. But what is the reason? What is the ultimate goal of practicing dharmic principles? It is to develop a connection with the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, ordinary moral principles and dharmic principles, they are great. But unless you connect it to the Supreme Lord, we will not get the highest perfection. That is the result of all the dharmic principles, varnashram principles. So Bhishma, he gave wonderful instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Yudhishthira Maharaj understood, and he accepted the kingship. He came back to Hastinapur and he was coronated, and all the great sages were there. Dhaumya was there, Vyasdev was there, and all the big rishis were there. Everybody was so very happy because Yudhishthir Maharaj was a dharmic, devoted king. And in this way, everybody was happy and enjoying, celebrating the festival of coronation of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir, when he became the king, first thing he did, he announced to the whole kingdom. He said, "O citizens, O ministers, please listen to me very carefully. Although I am the king, Dhritarashtra should be respected as earlier. He is my worshipable elder. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, they will always be my worshipable elders. Please give them all the respect which they were getting earlier." So this is very interesting. Can you imagine Yudhishthir? He's so very virtuous. He knows everything. He knows that all the plans which Duryodhan made, you know, they were all agreed by Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra consented for everything. Still, that's how Yudhishthir Maharaj is setting such a epitome of virtue. No matter what others are doing, I don't care. I will not give up my virtue. Why should I give up my virtue because just because some others are not following? It is very difficult, right? If people are doing wrong with us, how can we follow our dharma? It is tendency that we should also try to get things done in a wrong way. Yudhishthira Maharaj represents the epitome of virtue. He met Gandhari and said, "O mother, I have killed all your sons. I deserve to be punished. Please punish me." Gandhari, she was a very virtuous and dharmic lady. She understood that whatever Yudhishthir had done, it was right thing. She understood that all her sons, they were sinful. So she, forgave Yudhishthir Maharaj and consoled him. And Yudhishthir, he took care of Dhritarashtra and Gandhari just like his own parents. He would look after all the needs. It is described that every morning, just like a son goes and takes blessings from the elders, every morning Yudhishthira Maharaj would go and take blessings from Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. In this way, Yudhishthira Maharaj ruled for 36 years. The kingdom of Yudhishthira was so very uh, famous. It was famous all over the world, all over the universe. The riches and the prosperity of Yudhishthira Maharaj's kingdom, it was creating jealousy, feelings of jealousy and envy even for the devatas. That is the power of a dharmic king. Kim te kama surasparaha mukunda manaso dvija adhijaharu mudam ragya shudi tasya yathetare. Even the great devatas were aspiring to have the wealth of Yudhishthir Maharaj. The kingdom was so very flourishing, every citizen was so very happy, even the cows were so very happy that even without being milked, they were pouring down the milk. They would muddy the entire ground by their milk without even being milked. That is how when the cows are happy, they give more milk. And that's why, Srila Prabhupada, he would always emphasize the protection of the cows and formation of a varnashram system. He would always emphasize that a dharmic devotee should be the king. That's what Krishna wanted always. Krishna wanted Yudhishthir Maharaj to become the king because when a devotee becomes the king, he can fulfill the purpose of the universe. What is the purpose of universe? To help each and every one of us to connect to Krishna. That's why this world is made for, to connect to the Supreme Lord. And when king is a devotee, automatically all the citizens will become devotees. So in this way, Yudhishthira Maharaj ruled for 36 years, and then after that he came to know one day Arjuna had gone to Dwaraka and he did not return for many months. After 7 months, he came back with a dejected face. He was looking very sad. Yudhishthir, he understood what had happened, what must have happened. But as a devotee cannot bear the separation from the Supreme Lord, he was not ready to tell the fact. He was not even ready to ask the question, has Krishna departed? So he was asking so many different, questions. Are you all right? Is your health good? Why you are so very sad? Have you not respected the elders? There's a whole chapter in the first canto of Bhagavatam, the questions of Yudhishthira Maharaj. So many questions Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking because he wanted to avoid one question. Has Krishna departed? Because that was the foremost thing which was there in the mind of Yudhishthira, but still he did not want to accept that Krishna has departed. But then later he realized, he understood that okay, Krishna has gone. Immediately he made Parikshit Maharaj the king and he renounced. As he was departing, all the Pandavas individually they came up to this decision of leaving the kingdom. This is very significant. Prabhupada writes a very brilliant purport to that particular verse. In that verse, Prabhupada writes, spiritual life is everybody's individual responsibility. When we are in association of devotees, we may get guidance, we may get support, we may get inspired by seeing other devotees, but ultimately we have to fly our own plane. Nobody will help us in our ultimate journey towards Krishna. It is just like an airplane. Till the time airplane is on the ground, the airport crew will be there and all the other people will be around the airplane and looking after the technical details. Is everything all right? Fuel is there. Once the plane takes off, nobody can help that plane. Nobody can help the aircraft. In our spiritual journey, now this, the final journey of Yudhishthira Maharaj is very, very instructive. Right from the, departure of the Pandavas, nobody consulted anyone. It was not that Bhima was asking Arjuna, should we go? Nahi, baad mein jate hain, let him go first. No, nobody told anybody else. Nobody thought, if I'll go, who will take care of the kingdom? Even Draupadi, she did not, nobody asked Draupadi also. She herself came up to the decision that I have to leave. Nobody told her. Everybody individually came up to this conclusion that now is the time to, move ahead and take to the ultimate journey of spiritual life. They departed. Pandavas, they were walking towards north, and then for many months they were walking. Draupadi, ultimately, she became so very exhausted, fell down, died. Yudhishthira didn't even look back to see what is happening to Draupadi. Very, very, it may look very hard hearted, but this symbolizes that in the spiritual journey, ultimate spiritual journey, we are all alone. We have to take individual responsibility of moving ahead in the spiritual journey. Nobody can tell us. People can inspire us, but we have to take the decision. We alone have to be with our karma when it comes to the ultimate journey. Our karma will be there with us alone. Nobody else will suffer for our karma. We will have to suffer for our own karma. We will have to decide for our own spiritual journey. Yudhishthira continued walking. Bhima asked Yudhishthira, "Oh Yudhishthira Maharaj, why Draupadi is falling?" Yudhishthira said, "Because she always favored Arjuna more. Although she was married to all five of us, she favored Arjuna more." We have to understand that these things are spoken to emphasize that even if there is little bit of contamination in the heart of a spiritualist, it can become the impediment in the ultimate journey. This may look very strong, but this is what we have to understand. In our spiritual journey, we have to become purified completely. So then they continued walking. After some time, Sahadev fell down. Bhima asked, "What happened to him? Why he is falling?" Yudhishthir said, "Because he had some pride of his scriptural learning." After some time, Nakula fell. Again, Bhima asked. Yudhishthir said, "Because he was proud of his bodily physical beauty." Arjuna fell after some time. Bhima said, "Oh, Arjuna was such a powerful warrior, very virtuous. Why is he falling?" Yudhishthir said, "Just before the war was about to begin, Arjuna took a vow. I will win this war in one day." Because he could not fulfill that vow, that's why he's falling. After some time, he himself started, falling down. He said, "Why I am falling down?" Yudhishthir said, "Because you were inconsiderate while eating." Yudhishthir continued without looking back. As they were walking all this journey, a dog was accompanying them. So ultimately, Yudhishthir reached the peak of Himalayas and he saw Indra coming with the celestial plane. Indra told, "Oh Yudhishthir Maharaj, you have perfected your life, you are qualified to go to heaven, please ascend this plane." Yudhishthir said, "Actually, I have this dog, he is taking shelter of me. He is coming with us throughout, and I am supposed to be Kshatriya and I should give him shelter. I cannot go alone. You have to take this dog also." So Indra said, "Are dogs cannot go to heaven." Yudhishthir said, "Then I am also not going." So as Yudhishthir spoke this, his dog became Dharmaraj. Dharmaraj is the father of Yudhishthir Maharaj and he appeared. He had tested him earlier also in the Yaksha Prashna. So he said, "Oh Yudhishthir, I am so very happy. I was just testing you and you have passed the test. You please ascend the heaven." Yudhishthir, he boarded the plane and he went to the heavenly planet and he saw there all the virtuous kings were assembled, Rajarshis, they were there enjoying heavenly delights. And then to his surprise, he saw Duryodhan, he saw Karna in heaven. So he started thinking, how is this possible? How can Duryodhan and Karna come to heaven? They were so very sinful. He asked. He was told by Indra that Duryodhan and Karna, although they were so sinful, but and of course the result of their sin is about to come, but because they died in a battlefield in a heroic way, that's why they have acquired some of the virtuous qualities. That's why they have acquired some pious credit, and that's what they're enjoying now. After that, they'll go to other places where they'll suffer. Yudhishthira started thinking, okay, where are my brothers? I want to see my brothers. So then Yudhishthira was taken to a place, and as he was going through that place, it started becoming more and more hotter. He started hearing the cries, and fire was burning, foul smell was coming. Yudhishthira realized that this is hell. So he asked, "Why have you brought me to hell?" So he was told, "Actually, you wanted to see your brothers, right? So they are in hell now. They are suffering here." Yudhishthira was completely shocked. "Why my brothers are suffering?" And he said, "I cannot stay here." Actually, before that, just before he asked this question, he said, "I don't want to go to this place. I want, please take me back." So as he was going back, he started hearing voices. "Oh, Yudhishthir Maharaj, please save us." He turned around and he saw Arjuna. He saw Bhima, and he asked, "Why my brothers are suffering in hell? If they are in hell, I also don't want to go to heaven. I will also stay with them because they are asking me to stay with them." As soon as Yudhishthir Maharaj said that, the entire surroundings changed. He saw Indra, he saw all the other devatas, celestial atmosphere was there. He saw all his brothers dressed in a very fulgent clothing. They were looking so very happy, you know. And then Indra said, "This was a test for you. You have passed this test again." And then, to their surprise, all the Pandavas, they saw Krishna in the four-handed form, and Krishna blessed them, and they got the highest of the destinations in the spiritual world. So therefore, Arjuna, Yudhishthir Maharaj's life is such a wonderful life, full of so many things. He was a most powerful warrior. It was not that he was just a virtuous person. He was a very, very powerful warrior. But the problem was, when he was there, surrounding him, there were so many more powerful warriors like Arjuna, Bhima, Bhishma, Drona, that he was not shown, very prominently. And he had shown his valor on the 18th day of the fight, when Shalya became commander for the Kaurava army, and Shalya was very expert in the spear fighting, and Yudhishthir was also. So Yudhishthir and Shalya, they had a very, very fierce fight, and ultimately Yudhishthir, he destroyed the chariot and the armor and uh, all the other weapons of Shalya, and ultimately killed him. So that's how Yudhishthir, he is such a wonderful blend of power and virtue. That's the name Yudhishthir. And that's how we begin. Yudhishthir means Yudhi Sthir. He was the one who was very, very firm on the battle, inner battles and the outer battles. He was firm in both of them. And he remained on the path of virtue, resisting all the temptations. And this is how Yudhishthira Maharaj lived a life of dharma and attained the ultimate perfection. So we'll end here. This is a wonderful life of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. There is a question on the, I'll just read it. What is the purpose of material energy, and what is the relationship between the spiritual and the material energy?
Okay, yeah, nice question. So Krishna has three types of energies: external energy, internal energy, and the marginal energy. External energy, which is also called as the material energy, represented by Durga Devi, that is also called Maya, and the internal potency or internal energy is represented by Srimati Radharani, and the marginal potency is represented by all the living entities, all of us, the jivas. So the purpose of material energy is to test our determination to go to Krishna. When a living entity comes in this world, living entity comes in this world with a desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. Material energy just facilitates the desires of a living entity. Whatever living entity desires, if a person desires to enjoy this world, she will provide all the ingredients, all the facilities for enjoyment according to his karma. And if he desires to go back to Krishna, the material energy tests our determination. If we start thinking, no, 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 enough of this enjoyment in this world, this is not giving me happiness. I want to go to Krishna. I want to establish my relationship with my Supreme Father. Okay, are you serious about it? Just like, when the child is in the first standard, he has to give some exam to go to the second and then subsequent standards. Similarly, material energy tests us. She gives some temptations to understand, are we really serious? If yes, then we'll be promoted. If no, then we'll have to stay at the same level and continue to work on that. That is the role of material energy. And the spiritual energy, which is represented by Srimati Radharani, her role is to help all of us to come close to Krishna. So material energy is testing our desire, and spiritual energy is helping us to make our desire strong. So that is how these two energies are constantly working. Either we are under material energy or spiritual energy. Either we are under Durga Devi or Srimati Radharani. So most of the living entities, people in this world, they are under the material energy. As we say, material energy is like a prison. Material world is like a prison house, and material energy, represented by Durga Devi, she's like the jailer in this prison house. She makes sure that the criminal is reformed, and for that she keeps punishing the criminal. Sometimes she will beat, just like a jailer. Sometimes he beats with a whip and stick, gives him all the hard work, so that the prisoner realizes, oh, this is not the place for me. And that's what material energy is doing with all the living entities, trying to tell them, no, this is not the place for all of you to stay. Just get out of this place. This prison house is not for you. Just go out and enjoy the wonderful facilities which are given by the by the government. That is the internal energy. Material energy, she keeps testing our determination. And therefore, we should not blame Krishna for that. And that many people they blame, oh, दुनिया बनाने वाले क्या तेरे मन में समाई, काहे को दुनिया बनाई. All these songs are there. So why Krishna has made this world full of pain, full of misery? Not because he is happy putting us in all these pains. He is not a sadist. We wanted to come here, and Krishna gave instructions and warnings, please don't go, but we wanted to come. But Krishna never left us. Krishna is there in the heart of everyone as Paramatma, guiding our thoughts, and he keeps testing us through material energy. So that's what we have to understand. And ultimate purpose is to come back to Krishna by practicing devotional service. That's what Krishna is telling again and again in Bhagavad Gita. Ananya shintayanto mam ye jana pariyupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. If you come under me, I will protect what you have, I'll provide what you lack. Please chant my name always. Becoming devotee is not difficult thing. Living a material life is very difficult. Living a spiritual life is very easy, very simple. So that is the purpose of material and spiritual energy. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, another question is there that you were speaking about, lamentation and initially Yudhishthira Maharaj's lamentation, and you spoke about, taking guidance from seniors and get out of that lamentation. You should not take the sole responsibility of whatever's happening. So, Prabhuji, there are two aspects of lamentation. One is guilt to some extent, and the other is making yourself a victim.
Making yourself a victim.
A victim.
Yeah.
That, oh, this happened with me, that happened with me.
Yes.
And the other is that we take full responsibility and we say, oh, I'm the only one, and because of me, so many wrong things happen, like what Yudhishthira Maharaj was doing. But in at this point of time, we rarely see people going through a guilt trip. More, they make themselves victims and say that I'm ill-treated and this is happening with me, although I'm not to be blamed. So is there some kind of a middle path between both of them, that one you're taking full responsibility, in the other you're putting the whole blame? Like you mentioned that it should be divided and it's not your sole responsibility. So how do we understand, how do we divide that responsibility?
Okay, so Krishna tells very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna about this concept, because Arjuna was thinking, I will be responsible for the sin, I'll be responsible for destroying the family tradition, I'll be responsible for killing all these people. So Krishna very nicely describes in Bhagavad Gita that actually we are not the only doers. Of course, we are the doers, but we are not the only doers. There are three doers in this world. There is a living entity, material nature, and the Supreme Lord. So therefore it is said that the living entity, it is the initiating cause. So ultimate responsibility lies on a person, because a person starts desiring, and based on the desire of a person, Supreme Lord, he sanctions, okay, he deserves this. According to his previous karma, according to his activities, he deserves this. And then he tells the material energy that you facilitate to fulfill the desires. So therefore, when something is happening in our lives, we should understand the responsibility is ultimate, the beginning, initial responsibility is on us. But we should not think that we are the only controllers. We are the only doers. That's what people, they think in this world. Whatever I have become now, it is because of my own hard work. I am a self-made man, right? That's what they say. I'm a self-made man. I did not take help from anybody. That's what Karna was having. Karna's conception was. He was thinking himself to be a self-made man. Even God came in the form of Krishna. I did not take help of God. These people, they are, called as foolish by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Ahankar vimudha atma karta aham iti manyate. People who are foolish, they do not see the higher picture, the broader picture, and they think I am the doer. I am controller. I will do everything on my own. You know, and that's why when they cannot get success in whatever they are planning for, they go into the other extreme. Oh, I am so very, uh, you know, uh, fallen person. I am so very insignificant. This world did not do right with me. There is so much injustice happening, because they were thinking they are the doers, they are the controllers, and that's why they go into the inferiority complex. Right understanding of this situation is, okay, we are responsible, but ultimately there are so many things which are not in our hand. That is called daiva, you know. That is called supernatural power, not in our hand. So therefore, people, when they are, blaming themselves, and they are telling, or if they are telling, I did not get it, either they are guilty conscious, or they are lamenting for things which they did not receive. They both represent the uh, bodily consciousness of life, because in those situations, both situations, people think, I am responsible for everything, I am the only person who is doing everything in this world. No, you are not the only person who are responsible. You are just the one of the things, one of the instruments, one of the three doers. The whole Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to convince Arjuna about this fact. Oh Arjuna, you are not the only doer. If you work for the supreme cause, you will not get the results of your activities. You know. So therefore, it is very important to have a very refined understanding of the scriptures, to see the things in a right way, you know, so that we should not become either guilty conscious, or we should not think, oh, I deserved it and I could not get it, and lament. Hankering and lamentation, they are the, you know outcomes of a person, of outcomes of a consciousness which is deeply rooted in this bodily concept. I am the doer, I wanted this, I could not do it. A devotee is humble. Devotee, he thinks, he does not think I am small, he thinks Krishna is so very great. So the perception is different. Krishna is so very great, and in front of him I am insignificant. So for him, Krishna is prominent and he is just an insignificant person. But for a materialist, he thinks, I was about to do something great, but I could not do it. Now I am gone. He was whole and soul depending on himself, his own strength. That's why he is suffering, he is lamenting. You know. So therefore, as a spiritualist, we have to understand that we have to give our best, but if we don't get things which we desired, we should accept it as the will of the Lord, and that will keep us away from unnecessary lamentation, unnecessary crying, and getting depressed and frustrated. So sound understanding of scriptures is very, very important. Then we can come out of the illusion of this world, then we can understand things in true perspective, and then we can be free from the lamentation. And of course, the guilty conscience is for those people who are really on a dharmic level high, and when they do something, they may, although they may not have done something wrong, but they think that, oh, I have done something wrong. That's what Arjuna was thinking. So that's, in both situations we have to read scriptures regularly. Either you are a materialistic person or you are a dharmic person, everybody, if we want to live a sane life without any frustration, problems will come. But if you don't want to get frustrated, we have to take shelter of the scriptures. That's why this Mahabharata describes all these things in detail. That's why Bhagavad Gita is there, that's why Bhagavatam is there, so that we can take advantage of it and perfect our life. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. This was very beautifully explained. Thank you very much.
Right.
Anybody else has any questions? So you can.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.